Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mercury Spheres 2025. Thanks for joining. I guess I'll spend the next 20 minutes prompt engineering you about the Mercury vision, how we're reimagining banking, and how the product is evolving. First, let me take you to a simple word, phone. This is the original definition of a phone. And this is what that looked like. It was stuck on your wall. There was no contacts, no caller ID. But this was the state-of-the-art technology. You couldn't live without it. Maybe some of you in the audience used one of them. About 40 years ago, we got the cell phone. Now you had caller ID. You could use it on the go. You could play Snake on it. I was a great Snake player. I had the perfect score. When you get the snake all the way around. Technology kept evolving, and then we had a BlackBerry. So 25 years ago, you could send emails on them. This is a real vanity symbol, having one of them. I got one for my first and only job I ever had. 18 years ago, the world changed again, and we had a smartphone. Now you had a full computer in your pocket. You could do music, internet, email, step tracking, talk to AI, and it changed everyone's life. And now, what do we call smartphones? We just call them phones. And that's what technology does. It changes words. It changes how we live lives. Technology is continuously evolving. Now, let's talk about another word, bank, right? What do we think of? I mean, probably something like this. Phones are 50 years ago, but banks are like 2,000 years old. And you kind of think about bank branches, tellers, ATMs, checks. And no one's thinking, wow, what a fun experience. I'd love to walk into one of these things. You're thinking long lines, kind of clunky apps, lots of fees, and no real innovation. But thankfully, hopefully, most of you use Mercury. I guess put up your hands if you use Mercury. Yeah, almost everyone. So you know that banking can be different. And Mercury is just beginning to do that. I guess I'll start with a little bit about me. I have been an entrepreneur since 2006. This is an old picture of me. Well, I'm the person in the top right, from 2007 when I did Y Combinator. As an entrepreneur, money was always on my mind, and not normally in a good way. You're always kind of worried about running out of money, getting paid by people, having to do payroll, paying bills. And it was always like a very frustrating, stressful thing for me. And I always felt like my banks didn't really help me, right? They kind of held me back, made it even more frustrating than it needed to be. And since 2006, the entrepreneurial experience for me and the tools we use changed drastically. There was Stripe and Slack and Gusto. Basically, everything you did as an entrepreneur got better. But banking was still stuck in, I guess, 1990s or something. So in 2017, Jason, Max, and I, this is a picture of us in our first office, quite close to when we got the office. We decided we needed to fix this. And none of us had fintech or banking experience, but we knew the problem, and we approached things with fresh eyes and first principles. This is a slide deck from 2017. Back then, I did all the slides, so they looked much uglier than these slides do. We had this vision of building a better product, and some of these things we've done. We've done a lot more than that's on here, but some of these we haven't even got to yet. So it shows you how companies evolve. But money flows through every major decision people make when they build a business, and we always feel the banking product should be helping you bring that vision to reality. This is actually the original dashboard. It's actually not that different from what we have now, but it was still quite basic at the start, right? It held your money, issued cards, made payments. But it really resonated with people. We've grown with that original product mostly organically. Even now, 60% of our customers come organically. And that's because people really love what we're doing and were very frustrated with their banking experience. But we've always seen this initial banking product as a wedge to building a platform around banking. So let me lay out the grand plan here. So it's a 5-step plan. Step 1, we want to build a stable, fast, and intuitive banking core. Banking should make you feel unstoppable. Let me show you a few examples of this. Banking had so many artificial limitations. Some of these I had to figure out whether they were legal limitations or just made up. One of the things that always frustrated me is you couldn't just create bank accounts. With Mercury now, you can easily create a bank account, so you can have a payroll bank account, you can have an invoicing bank account. Everything is super easy, a few clicks away. Of course, as you have multiple bank accounts, now you need to worry about making sure all of them have the right amount of money, so you can set up auto transfer rules that daily sync up different bank accounts. If you raise more money, you probably want to earn some yield, put it in a safe place. Mercury launched Mercury Treasury soon after our banking launch. Now you can earn yield through US government T-bill funds or money market funds, and it's all integrated in one place. It also works with those auto transfer rules I talked about. Recently, we launched same-day liquidity, so if you want access to your Mercury Treasury money quickly, you can move it back and forth and seamlessly all integrated. So we really care about making every single part of your banking experience magical, and that starts from the start when you first receive your Mercury IO credit card, and we want to make that a seamless, magical experience for you. So one moment here. There we go. Yeah, so getting a business card is really like a moment for people. It's one of the first things you get as a business that makes it feel real. We wanted to make that a powerful, magical experience for everyone. And we want all the details to be very thoughtful and personalized for you. So today, we're also launching dark mode for desktop. We've had it on mobile for a while, but now it's available everywhere for those people who want to code in the dark. All right. So once we built a stable, intuitive, fast core, we want to make one native ecosystem for money that's unified, reliable, and powerful. That's step 2. If you think about it, a bank account kind of sits in the middle of all of these core payments you receive, whether it's invoices, safes, or you send out via cards, payments, etc. Before Mercury, you'd have to do all of these things in separate tools that were slow, annoying to set up, annoying to keep kind of synced up. And that was frustrating. We don't think it should be this way. So we launched a bunch of features, mostly last year, around this. Number 1 is invoicing. You can collect money from your customers. It's super easy, professional, and branded to your logo. And you can get paid by either credit card or direct from bank. We have ACH debit now as part of this. Additionally, you can set whatever frequency you want for invoicing. So now you can basically run all your customer payments directly through Mercury. Of course, you also get billed. No one likes paying bills, but what if you could make it as fun as possible? So we made it so you can drag in a PDF, we'll OCR the whole thing, make sure all the payment data is accurate, and we'll collect all that data in one place, make sure it's approved, and then sync it up with your accounting system at the end. We really want to make these transactions much richer so that you have all of this metadata around the transaction. There's obviously the amount and the payment, there's notes, there's the categorization, attachments, everything's in one place, and you can do this across all your transactions, your bill pay, your invoices, your bank payments, everything's enrichable. Of course, it's super annoying to manually categorize every transaction. In beta, we're rolling out an automatic categorization system using a smart AI, and we'll keep improving this system so we can make it so your transactions have all this metadata automatically attached to them. All right, so that was step 2. So step 1 was stable, fast, and intuitive core. Step 2 is a native ecosystem, unified and powerful to make these payments easy. Step 3 is around how you build things. No one builds things alone, or maybe some solo founders, but in general, we have to have a team that works with us. On the left here is a picture of the original 9 people that built the first launch of Mercury. That's a picture actually with Joe Montana in the right. He was one of our seed investors, and he was visiting the office. And then on the right is a picture from Hawaii last year. We did all hands there. Now we're almost 1,000 people, and we built Mercury for Mercury. We use it for everything we do at Mercury. And obviously, as your company scales, you need different tools, and the tools need to scale with you, and we want Mercury to do that. Recently, we launched HRIS payroll integration, so as you add 10 employees, you can automatically have Mercury accounts and cards and reimbursements set up for them. And of course, if you offboard anyone, we will queue them up for offboarding as well, and that's all automated. As you add employees, you probably worry about what are they doing with the bank account and the credit card. So we've had lots of controls around all of the payments they can do, the cards they can use, et cetera. Recently, we launched category locking for credit cards. So in this case, you can set up an office supplies card, and it's super easy to do, and you can issue it to someone. One of the annoying things about paying things with card is you have to collect receipts. This is an IRS requirement, but it's also nice to kind of track everything and see what people spend money on. We recently made it so you can bulk upload receipts through the app or forward them via email, and they automatically get matched. We do some OCR, make it easy to do those things. Between the card spend, the employee reimbursements, and the receipt matching, we have a very full suite around all of your employees' spend all in one place through your bank account. All right, so step 4. Now that we've got this strong core, this native ecosystem for payments, all these collaboration tools, we have a lot of data around banking and your finances. Why not enable this data to give you insights to help you run your business? This is actually a core part of our initial vision. This is a super old landing page that was pre-launch. We zoomed in really quickly because it looked really ugly. The tagline I had was "Master Your Money," which never made it past the launch. But the big idea was always, how can banking give you unparalleled insight into your money and go way beyond just kind of a static, painful tool? One thing that always frustrated me when I would log into a bank is, you'd go like, you're trying to find a transaction, you go 90 days back, and they'd say, hey, now you have to go open a PDF. And I really thought maybe it was a legal requirement that you had to put those 90-day-old transactions in a PDF. But anyway, it's not a legal requirement. I still don't know why they do it. But with Mercury, you can search all transactions across any time period. We recently made it so you can also graph these transactions. So whatever search you do in the transactions page, you can see all the money in and out from that. And you can see your top sources of spend and revenue by vendor and by category. These charts update dynamically based on whatever the search terms are and whatever the filters are. We really want to build this transaction page into something really intuitive, like a spreadsheet. So you should be able to sort it and filter it. You should be able to bulk edit things. And we're rolling out a bunch of these features. We're still early in this, but I'm excited about what it looks like when you've got your credit card and bill pay and all these transactions in one page, and you can easily edit them and find what you want and get insight around that. All right, so once you build this great business experience, obviously everyone's saying, why not make it personal, right? Say it. Why not make it personal? There we go. That's what our customers were saying, and I was super excited about doing that. We launched personal banking last year in Waitlist. And what gets me excited about it is I use it for everything in my life. It's got a lot of collaboration features that we talked about. So my wife has an account. My wife is somewhere there. Hello, wife. And she loves it. She hates logging into banks, actually, but this is the first one she logs into. Of course, if you want to send an angel investment, all those payments are super annoying with a normal bank account. Mercury made it super easy to send wires, and I actually like sending wires from my Mercury personal account. And then, of course, when you have money in one place, you want to earn some higher yield on it. So we have a high-yield savings account attached where you get 4% from Mercury Personal. It's still in waitlist, but we want to make sure everyone here who doesn't already have access has access to it. And as a thank you for being here, we're also giving a 1-year free for everyone. And then, of course, as you're earning some yield, you're thinking to yourself, oh, it's so annoying. I still have to have a brokerage account to put my, get an S&P passive index fund or have some US government T-bills that are tax advantaged. Well, today in beta, we're launching Mercury Invest. So yeah, within the same interface for Mercury Personal, you can also use the same order transfer rules I talked about to put some money in S&P index funds and T-bills. So you've got enough money to pay off your credit card while you're earning yield on the rest of it. It's all integrated in one place. And yeah, entrepreneurs do not have the best work-life balance. So we want the product to also be part of your work life and your life. All right, and since everyone's wondering about why I have not done a legal disclaimer so far, here is one for Mercury Invest. Quickly read it. OK. And so let's go back to the word bank. What does it mean when we have this stable, fast, and intuitive core? We've unified all the ways you use money natively within the bank account. We made it collaborative and gave you controls around all those users. We've given you deep insights into your data. And we've seamlessly made it part of your business and personal life. We think the definition of the word changes because banking enables so much more. It's not just about how we hold money. Banking is how humans use money to build great things. And that's what we want Mercury to be. Thank you.